Fresh News Smart Talk all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
King Edward to lead the throne. I know King Edward was noble and great, but his love would cause him to abdicate. His love alone caused King Edward to lead the throne. I know my mommy, she gonna grieve. He say I cannot help, but I'm bound to leave. His love alone caused King Edward to lead the throne. And he got the money, and he got the talk, and the fancy walk just to suit New York. His love alone caused King Edward to lead the throne. You can take me throne, you can take me crown. Believe me, Miss Simpson to renown. He says love alone caused King Edward to lead the throne. I come a roll upon my mind. I cannot leave Miss Simpson behind. It's love alone caused King Edward to lead the throne.
Good yawning this morning, and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk all day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Monday, the 21st of March, 2022, and you are on the clock with Erin Greene. On the clock, we engage organizations, institutions, social and cultural leaders, and ordinary people to better understand the impact of public policy, private sector development, and emerging social and consumer trends. On the clock, we have conversations that help us understand and navigate a rapidly changing Bahamas. It is Monday, so we are talking all things that are in the news. I like to call it on this week's episode of The Bahamas. And there is lots of stuff in the news to talk about today. If you want to share with us something important, if you want to weigh in or chime in, you can call us at 323-6232, 325-4316, or 325-4259. Remember, we are streaming live audio and video on GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. You can also listen on TV on Cable Bahamas Channel 969, or download the Guardian Radio app for your Apple or Android smart devices. And listen to our audio feed or watch us on our video feed right there on the Guardian Radio app. You can text us on the Guardian Radio text line. That's 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. And that's powered by BTC. Standard text rates apply. Then remember, On the Clock has a WhatsApp group and account. You can add us on 1-242-428-0719. That's 1-242-428-0719. Or you can join the group by clicking on the invite link on the Clock Facebook account. Well, good morning. There's lots to talk about in the news today. Starting off, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge to visit the Bahamas. What a time, what a time. We're going to talk a lot about that. I saw an interesting article in the paper on Friday, two articles, one in the Tribune, one in the Guardian. The one in the Tribune was entitled BTC, Tax Disruptors Like Netflix and Hulu. It's a very interesting article. And the one in the Nassau Guardian was BTC CEO says 5G technology by second half of 2022. I want to talk about that a little bit. Then you got another story. Man jailed for groping tourists. And I'm going to get in here. Let's start right here and get this one out of the way. This is a story from the Guardian, Nassau Guardian on Friday. I think earlier this week, a man who fondled an American tourist as she sunbathed on Sandyport Beach was yesterday jailed for 28 months. Ian Shane Roll pleaded guilty to indecently assaulting the 49-year-old woman at his arraignment before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt. The police officer involved in the case said the victim was lying in a hammock when Roll asked if he could join her. After the woman refused, Roll asked if he could shake her hand. The woman did not rebuff the gesture. I'm reading straight from the article. When she extended her hand, Roll grabbed the woman's breast and touched her genitals. I changed that word there. And said, "That is how we greet in the Bahamas." Before jailing Roll for 28 months, this is the part that stuck out for me, Ferguson Pratt said that a custodial sentence was warranted as his actions had affected the country's #1 industry, tourism. Let me repeat that. The magistrate said that a custodial sentence was warranted as his actions had affected the country's #1 industry, tourism. Is that, okay, let's be fair. Is that the only reason why a custodial sentence was warranted? Because it impacted tourism? Not because a person groped a woman, sexually assaulted her? Not just because we invite people to our country. We invite you here. That was not on the offering. But this guy has like not a duty of care as much, but like you in a position of trust. You know that tourists are going to trust you because like technically you work there. The gentleman didn't work for any particular hotel, but worked for a company renting equipment on the beach. Roll then, the perpetrator, apologized to the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for adversely affecting the tourism product through his actions. Now, the article indicates that the perpetrator would have apologized to the victim and her husband at an earlier date, or attempted to apologize. But I think I'm still stunned. I'm still stunned. And, I never thought I would have been stunned again, like how you never thought you'd fall in love again. I never thought I would have been stunned again after hearing that the Duke and Duchess were coming and we were paying for the trip. A couple who could afford to buy the whole United States of America. Like they could afford to buy the whole half of that continent. I mean, like half a continent. It's not really a continent, but I know. Yeah. So I was stunned, and now I'm stunned again. At what point are we going to manifest our intolerance for abuse against women and children and vulnerable people? Is that not what warrants the custodial sentence? That you molested a woman after pretending to be nice? In all of the discourse we've had over the last few weeks about marital rape, intimate partner violence, domestic violence, gender-based violence, we've had a number of voices point out that what makes marital rape which occurs within a marriage, so devastating, so much more heinous than other incidents, is that marital rape is always perpetrated by someone known to the victim. The person they are, I don't know, legally, spiritually, culturally supposed to trust the most, feel the safest with. Right? And so, a woman come on vacation, you go and you pretend like you playing nice, and then you go molest her. And then the court says what warrants the custodial sentence is that your actions have affected the country's number one industry, which is tourism. One day we're going to talk about rape culture. What rape culture is and how to identify a rapey boy. See, women could be rapey too. Women could be like rapey boy is a gender neutral term. How do you identify a rapey person in a space inundated, overwhelmed, saturated with and by rape culture? I just need you all to let that sink in. And perhaps it's time for us to rethink how we speak about these matters, what they mean. Because you can't tell me, did we care about women? Did we care about bodily autonomy? Did we care about consent? You can't tell me that we're not still living on a plantation. I didn't even need to get to the Duke and the Duchess story yet, to start talking plantation. Now, I know we have to be very careful how we critique the courts. I know that. And so I attempt to tread carefully. But this, my friends, makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Got a text here. Great show as usual. The future king coming to Nassau. People in Nassau always wanted to be separated from England. When he see how downtown look, we might get that wish. Ah, boy, great show as usual. Which roads they traveling? Because all our roads bad. They must be, we'll travel Bahama Boulevard and turn around. Also, don't let them listen to our news because all the Duke will hear is killing and who teeth what. Listen, I was very concerned about that myself this morning. I wanted to play We're Going to Set This Place on Fire and Burn It Down Entirely by Damian Marley, but I decided to maybe wait a day or two. Catch myself. But to the texter, you want to know where they're going? Which roads are being paved? Which roads are being paved right now? That'll show you where they are going. Dear Duke and Duchess, maybe y'all could organize a trip once a year. I mean, maybe you could pay for it too. But if you say you come in, you don't even have to come. If you say you come in, maybe, wait, no, that didn't work. Because y'all said y'all was coming a long time ago. But the government didn't start fixing things up until last week. So that ain't the work. But if you want to know where they're going, you look for fresh tar in the road. Wherever you see fresh tar is where they are going. And I got lots of questions. I want to join, well, I don't want to say I want to join Father Sebastian Campbell because this is a journey that he has been on, and he has been leading us. He's been taking us with him, right? And I want to show him that respect and that honor. In one of the other media houses, Father Campbell is noted as questioning the visit and suggesting that we may go back 100 years, right? Like all of the progression and enhancement of democracy in the country may be undone by this visit. Father Campbell, I am almost there with you. I just want to say what has been done? What has actually been done to be undone? First of all. Second of all, I, with you, dear Duke and Duchess, have you made time in your schedule to sit with the local reparations committee? You know, the one initiated by CARICOM, right? Because this is a regional, multi-generational discussion about reparations. So I just wanted to know if have you made time? Are you willing to make time for a discussion on reparations? Because we got a lot of talking to do. Since your friend David Cameron was here last, not here technically, but in the region generally, he came down talking about, no, we're not interested in reparations, but maybe a prison. We don't want a prison. We want reparations. That's what we want. Now, the text, great show as usual. If the Duke is looking for some text her. So, dear Duke and Duchess, I hope that there's a meeting scheduled for you to meet with the National Cannabis Liberalization Committee. And maybe you can speak to our government about the tremendous progress that you have made in the motherland towards the liberalization of cannabis. And maybe they would listen to you guys. See, maybe you could sit down and have a discussion about all of the laws that the Crown has seen fit to amend, repeal, or remove entirely because they are outdated, backward, or should have never been implemented in the first place. And maybe you could tell our powers that be that it's time they could get rid of those, that it makes no sense, that this petty bourgeoisie, like this petty political class that they seek to maintain by perpetuating these unjust laws that the people who created them have already changed, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I got another text here. All right. Here's what I'm confused about. We have been independent for 50 years, and we are complaining about what? If we did nothing with our independence, we have to blame ourselves, not the Duke and Duchess. But Erin, our Bahamas decided not to be a part of the Caribbean reparations discussion. Again, what are we talking about? We tend to blame everyone except ourselves. Dear texter, that is not true at all, period. The Bahamas sits as a part of the CARICOM reparations body. The Bahamas has created its own local reparations body that aligns with the regional structure. The Bahamas is deeply involved in the reparations discussion. Now, I imagine that there are many Bahamians who shudder at the thought that that would be a legitimate, like that conversation has been legitimized, not just at a national level, but at a regional level. I know that, but guess who does not get so upset about it? I bet you the Duchess do not get that upset about it, and they understand progress in a changing world. Also, what are we blaming ourselves for? See, because if I had $1 billion and the Bahamas said, listen, we'll foot the bill, because advertising and marketing and, media placement and people going to talk about us, we'll foot the bill. But if I had $1 billion, I would tell them, listen, it's my Grammy 70th Jubilee. Huh? We raining? In the Bahamas, it rains 350 days of the year. We come to rain all these pounds on y'all. Bands. I don't know what the young people say. I'm not allowed in the club anymore. But I'd have been slapping money on y'all. Got a text here that says Bahamians always around the place cooning and buffooning. Now you see, that's a thin line. That's a heavy critique. I agree with you most of the time. See, the Duke and the Duchess are coming, and as long as the Crown is the head of state, there is this, protocol that we have to follow. My question is, though, why are we not allowed to do anything else? Why don't we feel the need to do something else? We could protest. We could critique. We could do all kinds of non-violent acts to engage the Duke and the Duchess and express our critical thought to them. With or without the government's help, with or without University of the Bahamas' help, we could do that. I get a text here, you see the plane, the so-called royals flying. We need you, Erin, to rebuke the woke teachers at UB for not publicly opposing Will and Kate for making our subservient children dance and perform for the exploiters. Okay. The question for me is, what are they performing and what are they dancing to, right? Like what are the songs that they are performing? What are they doing? Not everything is what it appears on the surface. I liken it to the presence of the mega resort in the country. I call it plantation model tourism. We have these mega resorts in the country, and a little old advocate like me, I can't move one of them, half of them. In fact, I can't employ all the people that those entities have the capacity to employ. I am a staunch anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist advocate. And so when you cannot beat them, you still don't have to join them. You use their presence to your own advantage. That's what you do. You use their presence for your own advantage. And so I would have ensured that there was a cultural expression that not only manifested our understanding of our relationship to the crown, but also manifested our understanding of our relationship to the crown. Producer, let's get to this call quickly, and then we're going to go to a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the clock. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Erin, Greene.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm always doing right. Thank God for the beautiful islands of the Bahamas
That's right.
that my royal king coming to visit.
Okay, first of all, let's start here.
Oh, man, Erin, me start my point, man. You cut me off.
He's a prince, appointed a duke, and technically he's my cousin. So you can't call him a king because he's my cousin. He can't be no king over me, buddy. Okay?
So you could be the queen then.
Me? Yeah, I could be the queen, for real. That's my cousin, for real. Don't joke.
They had a queen Erin somewhere in history.
Yes, many.
I think that was a wicked one, a good one. One was wicked.
I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, eh?
Man, I'm not calling you wicked now.
No, don't mind. You could possibly. It's all a matter of perspective. Don't watch nothing.
I only read history. I love history.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I really call about it, glad you're talking about it. You know, I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't answer my what's up yet. You know, we were talking about the expenditure, what we spending.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you your grandparents, your mom, all of your generation can tell you Bahamian grew up on this culture of treating the guest like a king. I remember my American cousin used to come to the Bahamas. They don't come much no more, but they used to come. We put out our best plates. Our best plate. We paint the house here in Greene.
Mm-hmm.
We do everything. Your mother never told you that?
Oh no, I see it and I live it.
Oh, you live where I live? Okay.
When my colleagues from the region, my advocacy colleagues, come up to the Bahamas,
Yeah.
if I know you in town, buddy, I gonna host you to dinner at my house if you not staying at my house.
And the same people who complain would do the same thing here in Greene.
Technically only because he's my cousin.
Right. So technically, this is my country. I'm a citizen of the Bahamas.
Right.
I'm a born 6th generation citizen.
Right.
I come on the boat. I come directly from Scotland.
You come from
colonial time.
You come from Scotland, okay?
Yeah, the Murphys them slave from Scotland and England.
Okay.
But so I come here. So if I come here, I don't want to be embarrassed when I look at this on CNN, on BBC. This going to be streamed, Erin Greene.
Yes.
Live stream.
Yes.
I want like the great ladies on your show here this morning.
Yeah.
The most beautiful lady in the Bahamas, most beautiful lady in Parliament. She should have been miniature toast. I mean, that's another history.
Why? I never been in Parliament. You wasn't talking about me.
No,
Go on.
No, you're talking about what's her name? Who's on Dry Show? What's her name?
Pam.
Leslie's daughter.
Oh, Miss the Honorable Leslie Miller.
Yeah, she should have been in
Bryce.
toast.
Yes.
And I hope in my prime minister reshuffle, make her miniature toast because she was Miss China, you know.
But listen, let's get back to this question, right?
Uh-huh.
So, okay, you from Scotland, that's cool. When the Duchess and the Duke come down, you want the place to look good, right?
Of course, anybody, not only them.
Right.
Even with I understand this according to my source, the president will be coming down, open up that new embassy.
Right, because guess what? I don't want them to go back to England and talk about us bad, you know.
No.
And so my question is this: I got a couple questions.
Well,
why they could?
Picture, though, Erin. I don't want it to look bad on live on television.
Right, to go across the globe.
Satellite's already here.
Right, to buy them in the spaceship watching it and it look bad. But
Yeah.
here's the question: why the government only wait till fancy people come to fix it up?
That's not true.
What you mean that ain't no true?
That's conventional to all global. That's
Okay,
global.
let me. Okay, would we? How much time? How long did they know?
I'm sorry, but like the former government did that, not us.
I got you. How much time did we have to prepare for this trip? Government house still look like under what they old people say under
They ain't
tobacco
getting there.
dove arm.
If we see
What
what
did-
happened, they ain't getting there. The government
What you
don't
mean
start
it
the
ain't, they ain't
renovation.
going? Hold on. What you mean they
No,
ain't
getting
going
under
there?
renovation, I understand.
Listen, I
They
would
ain't finished yet?
listen. I would like to thank you for entertaining me this morning, right? And my foolishness. But what you mean they ain't going to government house?
I understand they understand renovation. Correct me. I'm starting to be correct. I'm punky.
Man, look here, Kate and William, don't get off the plane. Don't even get off the plane. It don't even make sense to come if you can't go to government. What? So you telling me they ain't gonna have government?
Why go there? All they gotta do, they understand. They ain't tell us they understand. Hey, we
Well,
got to the former government neglect and refurbishing the government. No, we can't go there.
Listen,
You know, Mr. Mitchell can handle that. He can tell them the truth.
listen, I gotta go to a break. You gonna cause me what?
You're supposed to be on hold. You go to the break.
If you could hold on, right?
Yeah, man, you know you can hold on. Don't hang up on me.
Don't hang up. But I got another word for the Minister of Foreign Affairs, because if he wasn't busy calling PLPs to the House to go stare up in Ministers' face, he could have been rallying the troops to go fix up Government House or Cumberland Street or Carmichael Road. You could have had all the PLPs down at, what's the name of the school, the beautiful school where the little children go in, Sybil Strawn Primary School. They could have gone down there and beautified every school in Carmichael. That's what you could have been doing, Fred Mitchell. You could have been figuring out who's going to compensate the vendors at Montague Ramp and Montague Beach for the loss of income and revenue due to the closure for repairs and for the actual event. Because Friday is one of the busiest days. Thursday is one of the busiest days of the week. Producer, let's go to a break. Caller, hold on. We coming back. Text us. I'm coming to you. Stay tuned to Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Love alone, cause King Edward to lead the throne. I know King Edward was noble and great, but his love would cause him to abdicate. His love alone, cause King Edward to lead the throne. I know my mommy, she gonna grieve. You say I cannot help, but I'm bound to leave. His love alone, cause King Edward to lead the throne. And he got the money, and he got the talk, and the fancy walk just to suit New York. His love alone, cause King Edward to lead the throne.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
We believe in relationship banking. We take pride in getting to know our clients. You have access to knowledgeable, approachable ambassadors and financial coaches so that we can recommend the best product for you. At Fidelity, we care about you. From your financial health to your physical health, we can relate to you because we're just like you. Come and start your relationship banking experience with us today. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Visit any of our branches in Nassau or Grand Bahama, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
The Water and Sewage Corporation advises the public, its customers, and the residents of Melbourne Road, Yellow Elder Gardens that the corporation will commence improvement work on March 16, 2022, for a duration of 6 weeks. During this period, there may be interruptions in the water supply, road closure, and detour around the work areas. Motorists are asked to avoid the area between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. The corporation apologizes for any inconvenience caused and appreciates your support as they work to improve their level of service.
One thing there is no debate about is that BTC has the best rates. Now, the best rates just got better because you pay half the price of the other guys with your BTC home internet and mobile services combined. Switching to BTC is a no-brainer because I pay less with BTC and get super fast internet with speeds up to 600 megs. The other guys, their internet only go up to 105 megs.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile. Visit a BTC store to make the switch today. Conditions apply.
Like what you're hearing on the show? Want to support the conversation? Sponsor On the Clock today. Call Janet Lees at 302-2304. That's 302-2304. Be the solution. Sponsor On the Clock with Erin Greene, where she dissects, we discuss, and you decide.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And he got the money and he got the talk and the fancy walk just to suit New York. It's love, it's love alone. Asking Edward to you can take me throne, you can take me crown. Believe me, Miss Simpson to renown. He says love, it's love alone. Asking Edward to
Good morning and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. You're on the clock with Erin Greene. It's Monday, the 21st of March, 2022. Let me get back to my caller producer, and then we're going to move into some of these texts. And we haven't even started talking about BTC yet. Good morning, you back?
Hello?
All right, hi.
I'm back, man.
Good, good.
So I hang on the number one show, man. You know.
Bub, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you mentioned the pool quickly. The pool is being renovated.
Yeah.
South Beach Pool.
Yeah.
As I speak, they need to be renovated. See, they need to hire me to be PR. Clint don't talk to y'all. I'm the one and only that goes all over the radio station. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they are working on the pool and they're working on the baseball stadium. Shoot it to me. What you want to say?
No, I wanted to give you an opportunity to pause it and defend the position you had. Because you were saying, look, we are British. You know, we are part of the British family.
Yeah.
And you want the
I
place
want
to
to go
look
shopping.
good when they come.
Yeah, not only British. Anybody.
When
Don't
anybody
make it sound
comes.
like only for the British. Anyone. Remember now, I told you the president or the vice president going to be coming to open up that big embassy.
Yeah.
I want to do the same thing.
So, but look here. You think they're going to spend the money, though? If it's not somebody super important, like the president come open up the embassy or the royal family come visit, you think they can spend it?
Yes, my government will spend it. Any government was wise enough to spend it, but I know my government will spend it because these are high-quality people, and these are people that will be streamed on all over the place.
Okay.
So you want to show? No, Bahamas are show. We are show-off people. We are Bahamas like to show off.
Yeah.
You're the only one in the Caribbean can know how to show off like Nancy said this morning. We know how to party. We went to Jamaica, and I've been in Jamaica. Jamaica know how to party.
Yeah.
But nobody can party like us.
There you go. Look here. I got
When I'm drunk, no, you be there. I wish I had my automatic. Eric, help me out, make them automatic wheelchair.
Boy, listen.
I want me you go drunk and shake.
I gotta go because.
You hear what I say though?
Yeah, I hear you.
You're running.
No, I ain't running. I Russian.
Me, you go and shake on the next rock new parade.
I got you. I Russian. But see, I started tingling just now. You know, when you think like you're coming down with something. It's something you said just now that made me realize that both individually and collectively, we have committed ourselves to spending resources that should be diverted to collective and national development. We just spend that on personal disposable experiences. You know? So we like to party and look good. That's about it. I got another text here that says, Erin, you have to have respect. We requested and were given our independence. See, first of all. Okay. Second, there is no direct interference in our day-to-day running of our country. All right. That is autonomous. We have allies in the USS and Britain. Have some respect, please. When we can also hold ourselves responsible for our own destiny, then maybe reparations will have some meaning. Because remember, now we sold our own out of Africa, and today we are killing our own on a large scale. We must move on mentally as a people, and to feed the negativity into our youth is a similar mental slavery that's keeping us black people down. We use history to make stronger, not angry and demeaned. Dear Elizabeth II, the money you told us we should spend on education, I'm not sure what we're spending it on. I think we're spending it on sidewalks. And to that note, dear Bahamas, you see the government spending all my good money to fix up these sidewalks for the visit of the Duke and the Duchess. Please don't park your car on the sidewalk. See, on Friday, with the mini regatta at Montague Harbor, and all the people are going to come out to try and catch a glimpse. Do not park your car on the sidewalk. First of all, that's where people walk. Second of all, that's where people who can't walk have to move their mobility vehicles, their wheelchairs. Yeah, get it? You got it? All right. That's where people are supposed to be, not cars. Please do not park your car on the sidewalk to go see the Duke and the Duchess, because I have the feeling that people who still think that Africans just sold other Africans into slavery are the kind of people that park their car on the sidewalk, even though it have the name walk in it, and your car don't walk. Nowhere. Second of all, you did not get independence if you had to request it and then your request was approved. Get it? You see how that works? It don't work like that. Third of all, there is no direct interference in our day-to-day running of our country. We are just impacted by the global politics that we are not allowed to participate in, like at the decision-making level, G7, G8, G20, the list goes on. I'm sorry, Texter. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the Ministry of Education. Another text, I don't dislike the royals. I actually would like them to come back and have full control over this nation. I'm a 96 baby and know the truth. I'd rather be enslaved by them than be enslaved by someone who looks like me. Oh, no, baby. No. A choice between two evils, you're still going to end up with evil. Secondly, no. That's just some self-hate. That means they won. No. It is more frustrating looking into the faces and the eyes of people who look just like you because they are just like you, and realizing that they are both ontologically white and ontologically European at the same time. It's amazing you can do both. And you only have to pay VAT on one. It is frustrating to look into the faces of those that look like you and realize that they are perpetuating, whether knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, wittingly or unwittingly, the same white supremacist systems that got us here in the first place. It is very frustrating. But it means that those that intended to oppress you have won. Another text says, how about we protest that none of any of our black Bahamian governments have amended our original constitution? That's the height of laziness. You know what's the height of laziness? That thing you did there when you suggested that all of our governments have been all black Bahamian? Like the whole country and the decision makers are only black people? Like the merchant class filled with people of European descent and white people? Because the difference is that you are of European descent, but you identify as white, right? So you're trying to tell me that those people had nothing? They didn't vote, they weren't a part of government, they didn't fund government, they didn't get grants, concessions, they didn't sit in meetings, no board appointments, nothing. It's just black people? It's just the Negroes? Dear texter, that, what you suggested, is the height of laziness. Another text, you see, Jamaica is not stupid. They say, we are not paying for them. They will have to pay their own way because their country is poor, and that's the same thing as us. Listen, I tell you what the irony is that these people are planning a 10-meat gala. Trust me, they planning a 10-meat gala for people who could afford to buy the whole United States of America and every cow in it. Text says, let me get this right. There's a regatta on Friday at Montague where the Duke and Duchess will attend. Does that mean they're going to remove that months-old garbage from the ramp and clean up the 50 years of conch slop in the harbor? I'm assuming they want to demonstrate our understanding of sustainability and our appreciation for a clean ocean. Listen, our understanding of sustainability and our appreciation for our citizens. Because tell me, when did you announce to the vendors of Montague Ramp that there will be closures, that their work will be restricted, that their access will be restricted, that there will be days that they will lose revenue, definitely? See, this is not like the Gladstone Road Farmers Market where we don't pay the government to be out there and thus we have no real say. And at any point in time, any government activity or private sector company that has a contract with the government could come out there and displace us. This isn't like that. They got a whole ramp association, man. And I want to say to the president of the Ramp Association, please start making an assessment, documented, so you could present to the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs and to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and to the Prime Minister's office, one of them like deliverable units. That's where I would take my assessment. How much money, income potentially has been lost already and will be lost due to the event being hosted there. And this is the kicker. Because of the short notice or virtual lack of notice to the people whose daily income is derived in that space. Appreciation for a clean ocean, we have appreciation for the people. Another text. Great show as usual. I think the Duke will enjoy playing a game of parking rather than the boat race on Friday. Well, listen. I have been trying to pull together a team of synchronized bubblers for an aquatic display in Montague Harbor. I like just to the east of the easternmost sailing club because there's not enough water for you to actually drown. You could bubble, but you ain't gonna drown, and that's where we do our best performances. But I would like to know, when was it determined? Who determined and how was it determined? What events, what activities would be on display for the cultural event? How did you determine that? Which Bahamians did you ask? Did you ask the average Bahamian? Was there a space where we could contribute and say, this is what we think it should look like since we're so independent? Miss Greene, I was working downtown from 1999. Downtown looked like crap from before then. I think they should drive them Albany and Bahama and Atlantis and tell them that's Nassau. It might be a lie, but it's a pretty lie. Like when women tell man that child is yours. See? A pretty lie. Boy, look here, you know what else? Lights don't never go off on Frank Watson Boulevard. I tell you that much. I wonder if Albany and Bahama are paying for the trip, yes. And I'm hoping that I wrote it down so I would know, the Nassau Yacht Club and the Royal Nassau Sailing Club, I am hoping that they are contributing to the cost for the regatta and the maintenance and renovation of infrastructure in that area. I really, really pray that you have seen fit to do this. And I can tell you why it's important for you all to do that. See, we've been having this conversation about the national sport, changing the national sport, and what should it be? And I'm sitting here talking about the cultural intersections and impact, like the history of sailing and boat building, how our local experience has impacted and enhanced development in the region, in particular, the eastern coast of the U.S., They teach these people how to build, how to sail, right? We got this long tradition of African descent Bahamians as well as European and mixed race descent Bahamians building boats. We got this rich, rich history. But it seemed like only rich people have sailing club in an archipelago, an archipelagic exterior. 3,000, not 700, 3,000 islands, rocks, and keys. 3,000. But the average Bahamian has less access to the water than tourists. Than tourists. Should sailing really continue to be the national sport at this point? We really got to have this discussion. This is a deep one. Producer, I see I got a caller on the line. If we could go to that caller, please. When you get there. Text here says, the entire idea of Africans selling each other into slavery, as it is always expressed, is deceitful and disingenuous. We need to teach non-Eurocentric African history in school so people would stop saying this foolishness. Garbage is what the word they use. Reparations don't have to wait for such nonsense. Ministry of Education has definitely failed us. I agree. Good morning, caller. You're on the clock.
Hey, morning, Erin. What's up, man?
Everything's good. How you do?
I am great, man. I haven't heard your voice or speaking to you for a little while.
Yeah, man.
But I hope all is well with you on your end, with your family.
Absolutely.
Miss, you know, so when we talk about our national sport, we talk about our national sport is cricket, right?
Uh-huh.
But how many persons in this day and age do play cricket? But I think my only suggestion, I hope they take it in some way and use it. I think sailing should be our national sport because we can't say basketball, we can't say football, we can't say baseball, but sailing is something in the Bahamas what is being a tradition for years and years and years and years and years, and one of the biggest events in the country, if you really realize it, is regattas.
Yeah.
You know, and especially that last regatta, I think in October, I think that's in Bryland, that's the biggest one, you know, and then Exuma regatta, and then, you know, so I think they need to change it from cricket because I don't know when last I saw somebody on a cricket field playing cricket.
Absolutely.
But even sailing, you have, you know, one time ago I was a part of some fellas we used to go right there by Lake, I think that's Lake Alani, where you used to go with little power little boats and sailboats. And so regatta should take precedence as far as a stamp of approval as our national.
Thank you.
Sport. Sport or whatever, but regatta, no, it shouldn't be no debate on that, Ms. Greene, because when you look at it, we can't say basketball, football, or baseball. No, that here.
No, we got good arguments for them. Very good arguments for them, you know. But
regatta, remember now, regatta is something that goes from persons in Inagua in the south, you know, the building and stuff like that. Then you had Mr. Raleigh Graham and Exuma, legend boat builders. Then you had I know if I
agree.
His name,
Listen, I agree, right? My concern or request, you know, for intervention is when we look at the present, right? Because when we look at the present, who gets to learn how to sail and why, right? Who gets to learn how to sail and why? Is that another caller? Texter?
Ms. Greene,
yeah.
I just, hello.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I just want to mention, I know if I didn't mention, God rest the dead, Mr. King Eric Gibson was what I consider him to be a very mentor to me. Could always go to him for a word of advice. So, but sailing, Ms. Greene, push that. You know, you always talk about sports and different events and stuff. Push that because if they take sailing for those young children in schools, especially the government schools.
But look here, I gotta go. Hold on, listen.
Build boats.
I gotta go, but I can make your point for you. Okay,
yes,
I gotta go. Don't be mad at me. If we make sailing in a part of the national curriculum, we talk about personal identity and self-esteem and confidence. I tell you, my neighbor Daddy and his brother build a boat to leave Long Island to find wives. I know what you saying, DeWitt. I got you. But the question for me is, in contemporarily, who gets to learn how to sail and what does that mean? And how do we treat poor black people and dark-skinned people and black people and people who want to be on the water that are not a part of the elite or the political ruling class, right? And we say, oh, you just want to be a drug dealer. There's plenty to talk about, but I got a text here that I got to get into, and so I thank you for your contribution, DeWitt. I got to respond to this text. Erin, just for historical clarification and Bahamian education, you do realize that since our independence of 1973, we have had only black majority-led governments. But what does that mean? Does that mean that there are no European descent or white people participating in governance at all? Is that what you're trying to suggest? Well, tell me, where did the merchant class go while the black majority governments were running the country? Stick a pin, dear merchant class. Please come sponsor my show. We just slapping up with some critical discourse. Put that aside. Dear texter, where did the merchant class go then? What is this fraud, this illusion you trying to put upon us? You think that white people ain't had nothing to do with governance in this town? Did not the merchant class set the policy for VAT? At the end of the day, the consumer pays all the VAT. It all falls on the consumer. You don't think the merchant class did that? Why you think public infrastructure don't get replaced in accidents? Because the insurance industry and the merchant class have conspired to protect themselves. What, texter? You want to talk about pure laziness? You tell me where the white people went then. You tell me. They all through governance. Look at the PLP slate. And if you think I tell a lie, every Junkanoo parade, every Christmas, every island got a rake and scrape group. Rake and scrape group got the European descent Bahamians all over the place. What you mean white people ain't participating in how the country is run? That, texter, is pure laziness. And that's why I have to get my reparations cards. I can't even go in the water because I can't afford waterproof markers. Let me tell y'all how to spell reparations. LOVEYOURSELF. Love yourself. Wow. Morning, Lady Erin. The G7 and G20 nations control the world. What rank is the Bahamas? We are G195. Or are we covered by Britain and United States of America? Let the people know ASAP from the mayor of Grand Bahama. Erin, tell William and Kate we want them to go East Street and Blue Hill Road so they could pave it from the north to the south. Text, history is written by the winners. Only a fool will believe that all don't follow. Oh. Read about Gil Eneas. VAT was set by Parliament, not the merchant class. Even if you want to say that the merchant induced Parliament, it is Parliament that set VAT. Listen, I got a bridge I want to sell you. It's Goodman's Bay, over a golf course, Prime Minister's office. You guys have a great day. Have a great day. Kenny and Jay are up next on Guardian Radio AM. Stay tuned.